Command has been given. Crank him up.
Let's go. When I say I don't know, I don't know.
Let's go, baby.
Now, the morning drive.
Buckle up, everybody.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
It's a game changer.
I listen to you guys every single day on my way to work.
Well, again, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on the radio.
You guys are amazing.
What are you doing over there?
I'm going to the top.
The morning drive with Mike Bagley and Pete Pistone.
To the bat balls.
Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90, live and on the air for this Friday morning, March 17th, 2023. Mike Bagley coming to you live from the ATL. Pistol Pete Pistone's back at the Paisan Palace in Chicago. We've got Davey and Melvin in Studio 134, the Beltway Bureau in our nation's capital. We welcome each and every one of you to this Friday morning and happy end of the work weekend. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you, Triple P.
Well, good morning, Bagman. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to one and all. Checkered flag for us here for the week on TMD. Lots of racing in Atlanta. And yes, happy St. Patrick's Day. And I just realized I am not wearing anything green to celebrate St. Patrick's Day at this point. I have to change there later in the day.
And Michigan State's playing later today, too. The nerve.
Sorry.
The nerve, Petey.
See, the alarm went off at 4:30. I was a little bit fuzzy, and so I wasn't really thinking through the wardrobe for the day. So maybe I'll rectify that. I don't think I have anything green.
I'm not one of those that I don't, oh, you have to wear green. I don't think I have anything green to wear.
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm not in green this morning. So
No, you're,
looks like I'm going to a funeral.
You look, well, you're in the ATL as you mentioned. So let's start there. First of all, you look a little like, is it a little chilly down there? Well, you're in your hotel right now, but it's a little chilly in Atlanta today, this morning.
No, it's mid 50s now. Once this rain pulls through tonight, it's supposed to rain all day and all into the night.
Yeah.
But tomorrow morning when we get up, it's going to be in the mid 30s. When we get up, what is it? It's like Sunday morning? I think it's going to be like 28. If you're going to the race this weekend, Saturday and Sunday are going to have a lot of sun, but a cold front's coming through, so you might want to take a shawl, take a blanket, take an extra layer or two. It's going to be a little crisp down in Hampton this weekend.
Yeah, it is. I saw the weather forecast. Dry, though. That's good for the Saturday and Sunday, so that's good to hear. We're going to be warmer here, it sounds like, in Chicago than down in Atlanta, so that's kind of odd. How were the travels yesterday for you, Baggy, to get down to the old stomping grounds?
I told Davey before you connected this morning that yesterday was one of the most flawless travel days I have ever had in the history of ever. I mean, no issues whatsoever. Left the house, drove to the Philly airport, parked the car. Here comes the shuttle. On the shuttle, to the thing, check the bag, do security, gate, take off, land. Ding, ding, get off the plane, walk down to the plane train, all the way to baggage claim. As I'm walking into baggage claim, belt 7, doing it for Corey. Walk up, and about that time, here come bags flying off. Not me, but like bags.
Good afternoon,
flying
everyone.
Off of the belt. The first 2 bags off the belt were mine.
Oh, my gosh.
And I leaned down. I never stopped walking. I literally walked up, did the old scoop of one bag, did the scoop of another, keep digging, go out the door, up to the plane train. As I'm walking up the escalator, as I'm leaving the escalator, walking over, here comes the train, doors open, walk right on, never stop. Doors closed, over to the rental car center. Walk out the rental car center, walk right out, get in the car, pull up to the gate to check in with the folks before we leave, pull right up, nobody in line. Get on the road, right? Now, normally,
Get it.
we're talking backups and stop. It was sluggish. I never stopped once all the way up to the hotel. Into the hotel we go, walk up to the front desk. Hello, Mr. Bagley. Good evening. Good to see you again. Here's your key. Bam. From the time the wheels hit the tarmac or the runway and on the tarmac to the time I walked into my hotel room, 58 minutes. That has never happened in the history of my travels to Atlanta.
Wow.
Ever.
Okay.
It was, listen, now I know I'm going to get it at some point, but I have to enjoy and relish all of this because it was I would say one of the top 3 flawless travel days I've ever had in the 30 plus years I've been doing this.
Get it.
It was amazing.
Well, the 2 takeaways I would have is, first of all, I don't think ever in my life have I had the first 2 bags come off the belt be mine, like ever. Mostly because I usually have 1 bag. But just to have that happen, number 1. And number 2, you'll probably get home Wednesday next week, now that you had that nice experience.
Oh, will you
getting out.
stop? Stop being so negative.
It's
Stop
not
being
negative. It's the universe. It evens things out. You had one coming. You had a good one coming, because didn't you have some troubles earlier this year? Yes.
Well, don't. We're going to sustain this for as long as we can. Don't be trying to squelch. Well, you know what? You're going to be canceled. I got to go home to Wednesday. No,
just
no.
know that going in. That way, if you get home on time, it's you win.
Well,
That's how you look at it.
Pete.
That's how you look at it. We got a cuss there, Mike. Well, that's good. Terrific. Happy for you. Couldn't be happier.
No, we're going to. Hey, and here's another thing too. I forgot to throw it. I was upgraded on both I've been already upgraded for Sunday going home. So it's like, all right, cool. That's awesome. So plan is to be wheels down back in Philly on Sunday morning at like 9 o'clock, I believe it is. I think I'm wheels up out of here at 7:30 on Sunday morning.
We got a little earlier start time on Sunday, just a few minutes, so that's good. So it was like 3:09 or something Eastern time, not 3:47 like the West Coast. So that's good. And remember, it's a 400-mile race, so not the 500-mile grind that we've had there in Atlanta. So a little faster. So that's good.
Now, here is something interesting here in Atlanta, because Atlanta, where it's positioned in Georgia, considerably west than what it is where I'm in, obviously in Delaware, but we're close to we're maybe in 45 minutes from the central time zone.
Right.
So we're on the western side of the eastern time zone. It is still pitch black outside. It is sunrise isn't until almost 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we'll be dark here for about the next, 30, 40 minutes or so. But that's weird, and I've forgotten about that when I lived here. Speaking of that, so I went to the Dunkin' Donut this morning to get coffee, and I went to the one that I used to go to when I lived here. And the lady that is behind the counter, Habiba, is still there. And I walked in, and she kind of looked at me. She says, "Your face," and she's speaking in a broken accent. "Your face looks familiar." I said, "Well, Habib, it should, because I've bought a lot of coffee from you over the years. It's been a while since I've done it, and I said, when I used to live here years ago, I moved away in 2013. I used to come to this Dunkin' Donut, and you always would get me squared away." And she's like, Are you the NASCAR guy?" And I'm like, "You do remember?" "Yes, I am." And we had a little moment where we kibitzed this morning for a little bit. That's awesome. Habiba. Look at her go.
Hey, Habiba.
Baggy, the face that launches 1,000 stories. You can't forget the bag
Hey.
man once you meet him. You kidding me? Come on.
Come on. How can you forget this? Well, a lot of people like to.
You look familiar. Been to the post office lately? Any pictures on the wall? No, that's not me. It's someone else. Well, glad you're there. Appreciate Kelly
What's
Crandall
going on with Mama?
filling in yesterday. Yeah, everything's okay. Patsy had the pacemaker procedure yesterday morning. To your point about darkness, so I had to pick her up at 6 in the morning. They wanted her at the hospital for the... Now, they consider this... It was funny, Mike. They kept saying, "This is not an operation, it's a procedure." Okay, whatever. We're going to the hospital. They're keeping her overnight. Whatever you want to call it, I don't care. But what time does she need to be there? Well, they wanted her there at 7 because the green flag was going to fly on the procedure like at 9, so with check-in and prep and all that. But I because I'm down here in the morning, I didn't realize, to your point, 6 o'clock, pitch black outside. So I'm wandering my way to got her there. Couldn't have gone easier. Everything was great. She was in pretty good spirits. She was nervous, but bottom line is, got out about 12 o'clock, 12:30. Dr. Kawasaki did a great job. Came out, said Mama's doing great. She's going to be out of it for a few hours. They're going to move her up to a private room, and so they did. And so she was, so far so good. I went up there and watched a little basketball with her yesterday, so she has a new pacemaker. Good news is we were watching basketball. When she raises her left hand, the channel changes. Now when she raises her right hand, the volume goes up. So they did a nice job on the pacemaker. It's a dual purpose. I can't wait to bring her home, see if it works the garage door. That'll work too. That'll be great. But she's doing
when
good.
You pull her ear, the picture-in-picture engages. Like, is that
You know
how
what?
it goes now?
Good idea. I'll see that later. I'll try that later. But she'll be back later this afternoon. Hopefully that'll help get the ticker going a little bit better than it had been before. I was getting her tired out and everything like that. So anyway, appreciate everybody stepping in to help me out here, and lots of folks on social media sending their best wishes, and we very much appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, that's good. Tell her I said, hey, send her my love, and hope that she's out there cutting a rug in short order.
Yeah.
Get out there, Patsy. Come on now.
Well, Shelly is making the corned beef and cabbage today. She does it, and we've got, I told you, the special dispensation from the Archdiocese. Even though it's a Friday, if you want to not eat meat, you could eat meat today because St. Patrick is part of the crew, I guess, the Saint crew. So I think we'll make a little plate, and after I get done with the Big Ten show this afternoon, we'll bring her a little corned beef and cabbage to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Which
now, who makes the rule though? Like, where does that come from? Does that come from the Vatican? Does that? I mean, and here again, you're in the middle of fasting, and
no, not fasting,
or Lent, whatever.
Yes.
Or you have to give up meat.
Correct.
Sorry,
on Friday.
Wrong holiday.
Yes.
So who makes the determination? You know what? We're going to wave it off since we got, the NCAA men's basketball tournament and St. Patrick's Day.
No, it has nothing to do with the tournament. It had to do with St. Patrick being a saint. I guess this came from the Pope. We got the message here from church 2 weeks ago from the Archdiocese of Chicago that if you want to go ahead and do it, you can do it. So we're doing it. So there you go. Because I originally said, well, why don't you make it like tomorrow or yesterday, rather? I'm fine with that. But since we got the okay, we're going to do it today. I actually, yesterday, I did something that I haven't done in a very long time. I got some chicken wings. When I got back from picking up Patsy, dropping her off, and make sure she was okay, I got some chicken wings, and I had a nice cold beverage, and I watched some NCAA basketball, and I had some wings, which weren't bad. They weren't great, but they were okay. Haven't done that in a while. Well, we have this big lawsuit, that's happening with Buffalo Wild Wings. The man who is suing Buffalo Wild Wings because he says their boneless chicken wings are just nuggets, not boneless wings.
I mean, I don't disagree, but also don't make a big deal out of it. Just enjoy it.
The story that I read.
Of all the stuff that we can introduce, lawsuits on, we're going chicken wings. Seriously.
Well,
how are you going to jam up the whole judicial system with a lawsuit about chicken wings? Come on.
Well, the tip of the cap, though, goes to whoever the spokesperson was for Buffalo Wild Wings, because this is a direct quote. They said, yes, that is true. Our boneless chicken wings do not have bones, just like our hamburgers don't have ham and our buffalo wings don't have buffalo.
Got him.
Damn.
Wow. The social media account trolling the guy. That's hot.
Totally. I mean, just like totally. There you go. So... yeah, I didn't run it. I got my wings from Buffalo Wild Wings yesterday. Didn't want to. The place was packed too. Oh my goodness! Oh, with the tournament going on, it was packed. I called ahead on the app and I had it all ready to go, but even then, they were all like stacked and packed for orders to go. So did that last night, and we got day 2 of the tournament today. Davies, Michigan State Spartans, Baggy, are one of the first teams up here this morning.
Let's go, baby!
So he's ready to go. Ready to go.
Come on. My national champion's already out, so I got nothing to live for besides my Spartans. Let's go.
Focus on the task at hand until 11, and then I don't care what you do.
Well, 11's when things tip off. Well, no, it's 12, I think, your time. 11 my time. Yeah.
Well, you said morning. I didn't know if it's like a 9 a.m. tip.
No, it's 11:15 Central, 12:15 Eastern.
Listen, if it was a 9 a.m. tip, Melvin be running the board over here, all right?
Upsets last night. Northwestern Wildcats won, so, yeah. Good day to the first tournament. The Princeton Tigers, Baggy, knocked off a number 2 seed.
I had Arizona winning the whole thing, boys.
There you go. Brackets are busted all over the country.
There goes my money. See ya. Mm-hmm. Down the drain, as always.
Brackets are laughing at folks already? Is that what they're doing?
Oh, God.
The brackets are all...
They were laughing. I jumped out of at the hospital, and I went over, and they had the tournament on in the little cafeteria there. By the way, this hospital, pretty good food. I don't know what they're serving.
Hospitals have good food.
I don't know what they're serving. They're serving
the cafeteria.
Right. That's what I was going to say, because my mom was like, they brought her a sandwich or something, and she's like, oh, this is awful. I go, what, are you kidding me? I just was downstairs. I had a beautiful lunch. I should have brought you some from down there. Cafeteria was great. And they had the basketball. But if they would have had beer down there, I would have just stayed at the hospital all day. Kidding me? Where you going?
We used to go down the street from where Mom worked. was Kent General Hospital in downtown Dover, and it's now Bay Health Medical Center. Well, what we would do, I would go over to the office and I would take Mom to lunch. Where you want to go? Let's go to the hospital. What? Of all the places to eat, you want to go to the hospital? So you'd go in the little snack bar, and I don't know if it was the Candy Stripers. Remember those back in the day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or if it was like the Ladies Auxiliary, whatever that was. Anyway, the ladies ran the snack shop. They used to have the best tuna fish, good tuna fish, good soup.
Really?
And you would have business people. Downtown Dover has the Green, which that's the I don't want to say the legendary, but that's the historical portion of downtown Dover and Legislative Mall. But you would have all these attorneys from all these offices and all these people that worked in these offices. They would either hop in the car and drive, or they would walk down to the hospital, have lunch. I mean, literally, you couldn't get in the place for lunch. And then 1 o'clock, empty, and everybody's back to work. Great food at the hospital for lunch. In the cafeteria. Now, what you get up on those plates, up on those floors, that's a totally different discussion. You need to blend those two culinary approaches together, because one is severely lacking and the one is overachieving. So let's get it all together and go average. How about that?
That's how I felt. I mean, so my mom just had a pacemaker put in, and they brought her a turkey sandwich and soup. Well, okay. How bad could that be? Apparently, it was bad. Certainly not as good as the cafeteria. This guy was making sandwiches to order. What do you have? What do you have? I'll have this. I'll have that. I'll have that. He put it together. It's beautiful. Poor Patsy upstairs getting sea rations.
Speaking of that, so Jason Toy and Kyle Ricky are landing around 9. Threw it out to the boys. I'm like, listen, if you want to grab a little lunch, I'll give you two options. We can either go to the Varsity for the, what do you have? What do you have? Wait a minute. It just dawned on me. I've got people next to me in my hotel room.
What do you have? What do you have?
Sorry.
I'll have the hotel manager. That's what I'll have. What's going on in there?
What do you have?
Or do you want to go to the Rusty Nail? So I've not gotten if they want to have, I'm going to the Rusty Nail now, or the Varsity. They can do what they want, but I don't know what the boys are going to choose. They'll be on the ground around 9, so we'll check in with them and see what's going on here.
I don't know. I don't know which way they would go on that one. You can't lose. Those are two good choices. It's good. Look at them go.
Well, the Varsity is the tourist trap. The Rusty Nail is the local homegrown favorite.
What do you have? What do you have?
I'll do the Varsity at some point. It may not be today, but we'll see. Speaking of the Varsity, we've mentioned that it is the NCAA men's basketball tournament. It's also racing in Atlanta this weekend. It is a triple event weekend. We will preview those matters coming up at the bottom of the hour after we give you headline check number 1. Tino Patino is back with his best bets. We'll hear from Tino. We got our Friday 4 coming up. That's at the top of the hour. We'll bang the drum, give you the calendar around 8:50. Brandon Hutchison, who is the president of the Atlanta Motor Speedway, will join us at 9. We got a week that was for you. And, of course, in the fourth and final hour, we'll get you all previewed up again. We'll give you the Wizard of Odds, give you our fantasy lineups, our picks, our prop bets, and, of course, Monday headlines today. We'll chat with you this morning at 866 Pit Lane. And we'll also take your tweets at SiriusXM NASCAR, hashtag TMD NASCAR, which is brought to you in part by our friends at Boot Barn. Boot Barn, proud supporters of the West.